Hi everyone, my name's Angela Smith and I'm Professor of Modern Literature in the Department of English and Creative Writing here at the University of Plymouth. I'm sorry you can't be with us in person today, so I'm going to spend a few minutes just talking about some of the pathways that we offer, particularly Single Honours English, also English with History and English with Publishing. Our Single Honours English programme was the first one that we offered. It gives you a wide-ranging curriculum covering modern literatures in English from Renaissance to the present. It gives you the widest choice of specialist options of any of our degree programmes, and you can still choose more than one creative writing module if you wish to. If you study on this pathway, you will take 6 English modules in the first year, in the second year, and in the third year you take 4 modules plus a dissertation. The programme enables you to explore how literature has shaped urgent contemporary issues of environment, capitalism, race, gender, mental health, as well as your connections with the past. It also really allows you to hone your critical research and writing skills. In addition, we offer a pathway, English with History. If you choose this programme, you would take 4 English modules and 2 history modules every year. You would still write an English dissertation in your third year. The history modules examine British, European and global history. There are options in the maritime, American history, early modern, 20th century and Japanese history. The English with History programme offers international field trips, as does the English Single Honours programme. We also have a pathway in English with Publishing for the more vocationally minded. As with the history programme, if you choose this option, you would do 4 English modules and 2 publishing modules in the year. You would study the global publishing industry, print and digital, train in design, typography, editing, book history and marketing. The module Working with Literature is an integral part of this degree programme, giving you work experience as well as learning how to use our famous letterpress facilities. I'll speak more about the Working with Literature module in a moment. Firstly, I want to say something about the first year, which is a shared first year with all our degree programmes, whether you're signing up for English Single Honours or English with Creative Writing or English with History or Publishing, or to some extent our new pathway in Creative and Professional Writing, you will take some of these modules in your first year. But for Single Honours English, if I can focus on that one, you would take 6 English modules, as listed here. In the autumn semester, you would begin with a module called Gods, Monsters and Heroes, which traces English literature back to its roots, actually not English roots at all, but Greek roots, thinking about the Odyssey or also thinking about the Bible and creation myths. So we start at the very beginning and move up and think about how gods, monsters, heroes dominate literature even to the present day. So we can have a sense of the history and development of literature over the period of centuries. Along with this module, you'd also take a module on the craft of writing, which is a fundamentally creative writing module, which asks you to think about the various modes of creative writing, whether that's writing fiction, poetry, creative non-fiction. You also begin a period spine that spans the whole of our degree programme with Writing the Modern World, 1600 to 1700. This is a fundamentally historical module which looks at literature, culture, politics of this period and explores the way the written word develops all these ideas. In the spring of your first year, you would take the second part, Writing the Modern World, 1700 to 1800. You would also take a module called Rewritings, Literary Adaptation, which in many ways builds on the work that you do in Gods, Monsters and Heroes, thinking about the ways in which traditional, old, conventional, canonical literary texts have been taken more recently and rewritten by other writers to explore the ideas in different ways. Alongside this, you would also do a module on critical theory, which gives you the sort of architectural framework through which to read many texts. There are key features that are unique to all our degrees. Support in moving up to degree level work from A-level or Access or wherever you've come from. learning how to write university essays, gaining confidence in presenting your work. We often ask students to work together in groups to do presentations, daunting to begin with, but actually very quickly students become very good at it. Strengthening the relationship between your peers and staff, beginning historical studies and literary theory, which will embed the major skills that you will need for the rest of your English degree, and trying out creative writing. If you're on a history pathway or a publishing pathway, you would do one module per semester in those disciplines. So you would not do all of these English modules, but it gives you an idea of the kind of structure that you'd be working with. This is a selection of some of the specialist option modules that we offer in stages 2 and 3 of the programme. So you can see by looking at these lists that there's quite a wide range. Reading Jane Austen, American crime fiction, world literatures, literatures of environmental crisis, women and romanticism, the hurt mind, psychology, trauma and literature, Rakes and Rascals, rudeness in the 18th century, the short story, war writing 1914 to the present, Gothic fictions, sci-fi, fantasy and politics, the Black Atlantic, professional writing, satire and comic fiction, the historical novel, the American novel, and not forgetting Shakespeare and the early modern stage. As a single honours English student, you would get to choose 2 of these modules in each semester in the second year and the third year. The third year, the choice is slightly reduced because you would do an English dissertation, which takes up 40 credits of your final year. As a single honours English student, a single honours with an English with history student, and English with publishing student, you would be able to do anything you like for that dissertation. You could write a creative writing one if you wished, or you could focus on any area of literature that's of particular interest to you. In our second year, we offer a module called Working with Literature, a work-based learning module. Here, students find projects out in the world of work and present them as part of their assessment. The work experience component is an integral part. Students have worked in various places on this module: Plymouth Herald newspaper, Plymouth Museum and Art Gallery, Plymouth Radio, doing teaching experience, particularly useful for people who wish to go into teaching as a career, David and Charles Publishers, magazine publishers, events management. Some students have worked with Peninsular Arts, and now the Arts Institute at the university, or in solicitors' offices, or they've devised their own writing, editorial or publishing projects. It is down to the individual student how he or she wishes to engage with this module. But it does give a real hands-on experience of the world of work that can be used in your CV as you move on. If you wish to know more about any of these programmes, please do get in touch with our head of department, Professor Anthony Kaleshu, or our admissions tutor, Dr. Rachel Christofides. Thank you.